Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the University of Leicester's Students' Guide to Results Day and Clearing, 1 week to go. My name's Dan Flatt and I'm the Head of Education Recruitment and Widening Access here at the University of Leicester. We're delighted you could join us today. We know that just over a week to go until Results Day, some of you may be feeling a little bit nervous, you may be feeling a little bit stressed, but we're here to reassure you, to make sure that you are feeling that you've got this over the next week, and you can come up with a plan to help on Results Day, so do not panic. So as I said, I'm Dan. I was a student here myself. I studied at Leicester between 2008 and 2012. I then graduated. I did a year abroad. I lived in Paris, in France, Zaragoza, in Spain for half a year each. I was then Students' Union president for a year, for 2 years. I then went to work at another university and then came back to University of Leicester. It's somewhere that I care very deeply about. So when I had the opportunity to come back to the university, I boomeranged back very swiftly. So in my team, we support students all over the country in applying to university, and a large part of that is supporting people as we get to Results Day as well. So when it comes to Results Day, we know that you could be, as I said, you could be a little bit stressed, and we know that is a perfectly fine thing to do. But we want to reassure you that when it comes to Results Day, that you have so many options and opportunities available to you, no matter if you get into your first year or your insurance choice, if you happen to go into clearing on the UCAS hub, or indeed if you change your mind, you want to do something a little bit different, that is totally up to you. So when you do get to Results Day, you are able to log into the UCAS hub at 8 o'clock in the morning. You will find out then, regardless of if you've been into your school or your college to find out your grades, you will find out then if you've got into your firm or your insurance choice, or UCAS hub will tell you if you've got into clearing. But what I want to reassure you is that clearing is not a last chance saloon. It's not something that that is taboo. Lots and lots of, several 100,000 people go through clearing every year in the UK. So it's a thing. We know that sometimes things don't go the way as planned. So what we really recommend that you do make that plan now. And actually, by coming here today, that's a really good step in ensuring that you are organised and ready for anything that comes your way on Results Day. Some practical advice would be to make sure you create a bit of a list, a just in case list of things in case things don't go the way you planned. Think about the universities that you applied to in the main cycle. For example, you would have all applied for 5 universities and 5 courses. So think about the universities that you declined, and actually clearing is officially open right now. So you could go onto university websites, you could look on UCAS to see where there is availability. You could start to write a little bit of a short list to see where you could go if you don't meet the grades for your first or insurance choice. As I've mentioned as well, the power is in your hands. If you've had a change of heart, and that is totally fine as well. If you have changed your mind and you are going, even if you get into the grades, you get the grades for your firm or insurance choice, you can see if a university has availability, and you can choose to get a clearing place from those universities, and then essentially you can decline your firm or insurance on the UCAS hub and release yourself into clearing. So like I say, it's not just for people that have missed their grades. The power is truly in your hands. On Results Day itself, at Leicester, we have our call centre. We are open from 7 a.m. in the morning. We have around 200 friendly staff volunteers and students who are ready to answer the call. And what you can find is we could be making you an offer within 10 minutes. Simply call us on 0116 373 6000. We will pop the phone line in the chat. Alternatively, if you do want to contact us before then, you can contact us on study@le.ac.uk as well. Now, the purpose of today is for you to ask us any questions. I can bring answers from a university staff member's perspective, and give you an overview, support from giving you information, advice and guidance around clearing and Results Day and your next steps. But more importantly, we have 2 of our brilliant University of Leicester students on the session as well, who are going to give their overview about their time at the University of Leicester. So I'm going to get them to introduce themselves now and give a little overview of their journey, of how they've got to the University of Leicester and also what they're studying right now. So first of all, I'm going to bring in Jennifer, who is going to be talking about her experience of results day and the course she studies now. So over to Jennifer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer, as Dan said. During sixth form, I studied chemistry, biology, and maths. Was very STEM based, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do at university. I knew I really enjoyed the sciences. Throughout year 13, I kind of fell in love with chemistry, so I wanted to study chemistry at university. But I was worried that it would be too narrowed. So I was looking at subjects that were courses at universities that were joint honor degrees. So at Bath, it was called chemistry with management. And Leicester used to have one called chemistry with enterprise. So I did initially apply to the University of Leicester as well until they told me that they were discontinuing that course. So I had initially rejected them. So Bath was my firm choice, and Aston in Birmingham was my insurance choice for straight chemistry. Come A-level results day, I unfortunately did not get the grades needed for the University of Bath. I needed an ABB and I got an ABC. Unfortunately, I was one grade off. I know, crazy. And yeah, so I ended up getting into my insurance. Through a bit more research, I realized I didn't actually want to go to Aston. I was a bit familiar with Leicester because my cousin had gone to De Montfort University previously, so I was a bit familiar with the city. I like the diversity of it, and the rankings for chemistry seemed pretty good. So I ended up releasing myself as the clearing process, which initially seemed really scary. The thought of like letting go of your offer to try and find another one. And I called up University of Leicester initially, and then they gave me an offer. So I went on to study chemistry. I applied for a bachelor's degree, but in my second year, I switched to an integrated master's. So that was in 2022, and I graduated like 3 weeks ago with first class honors. Thank goodness. And yeah, that was my journey in summary.
Thanks, Jennifer. Congratulations on your graduation. Well deserved. And you really kind of backed up a point what have I just said. Like the power is in your hand. You decided you did have a change of mind, and we know at this age and at this point of your life and your career, your mind can change. And so Jennifer did exactly that. She decided she was going to release herself into clearing, and she said it was a little bit scary, but in the end, hopefully, it was all okay. As a reminder, we've got the Q&A function available here. If you do want to add any questions to either myself, to Kitty, or to Jennifer, please put them in the Q&A. If you prefer to do it anonymously, you can also click the button to post anonymously as well. So Kitty, how about you? What can you tell us a bit about your journey to University of Leicester through clearing as well, please?
Yes. So, like Dan said, my name is Kitty. Hi. It's lovely to have all of you here today. So, I joined the University of Leicester in 2022 and I just graduated. I did my A-levels and I really wanted to get into med. So, I applied to med. I got rejected from med from Leicester, but Leicester was always a dream university for me. I did then obviously apply for medicine. I got into Norwich and I didn't get the grades to get in. So my first instinct was to call back Leicester, just because, like I said, it was, a place that I really liked, the course structure, how it's taught by researchers that are going into that kind of course. So it was really, really something that I enjoyed a lot. So I called up during results day and I spoke to this amazing call handler. She really reassured me and helped me through the whole process. They were able to offer me an offer within 5-10 minutes, and then I joined Leicester, and I've been here ever since. I just did a degree in medical physiology, started off with biological sciences and then transferred into medical physiology because we have about 8 different streams that you can go into within biological sciences, and medical physiology was just something that I kind of resonated more with. So I just graduated a few weeks ago too, and that's kind of my simple story of how I got into Leicester.
And congratulations to you on your graduation as well, Kitty. So as you can see, 2 great students that have come through clearing, they've still been able to achieve everything they were hoping to achieve. By coming through clearing, it does not disadvantage anyone in any way, shape or form as well. So thinking about Kitty and Jennifer, putting yourself into the shoes of people that might be on the session today, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it was a week to go until your results day. how were you feeling at this stage? Were you doing any prep? Were you stressing? Jennifer, I'll come to you first of all. What was there anything that you were doing for your planning?
Yeah. Well, personally, I didn't even think I would have to go through clearing. Like was very, very a bit egotistical. I was like, I'm not gonna have to go through this. But I still at least had the sense to make a list the night before. I was like, just in case, we'll see what happens. So I did initially make a list. Luckily for me, through the clearing process, Leicester was my first choice and they gave me an offer straight away off the bat. So I didn't actually have to go through my list. But I'm glad at least that I had it prepared like just in case.
Good. And Kitty, was it similar for you when in your kind of preparation leading up to results day?
Yeah, so I had a list online kind of where I had about 5 different universities that I looked into, what their course requirements would be, the structure of the course, distance, etc. I had all of the numbers written down, and then I also had emails just in case. So basically I had all of that in a document that I could literally just day of open up, because I knew that it'd be better to be prepared than not be prepared. And like my parents were quite supportive of making sure that I had different routes just in case. And even if I did like change my mind or whatever it was. So because of that, I did have like a good structured list that I was able to kind of just go, okay, here's the phone number, put it in, call it. And then it allowed me to feel like a lot less stress-free than if I didn't have the list.
Brilliant. Thank you both. And in terms of results day, you can obviously log into your UCAS hub at 8 o'clock in the morning. I suppose at that moment you find out which university you've got into and what course you get. Did you go into school after to go and talk with your teachers or advisors? Did you get your A-level results by email? Did you Kitty, can you talk about what happened on what actual kind of practical steps on what happened on results morning?
So I was told I can comment, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock. Obviously, it was a few years ago, so memory's not the best, but it was a few years ago. Sorry. Yeah, so I went into school and then I got my results in this brown envelope. I opened it whilst I was there and then I just started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get the grades. And obviously I knew that anyway, but like when you open it and you see it and you're like, wait, this is what this was like. That initial kind of expectation of you thinking you did better than what you got, it can be daunting. But as soon as I got my results, I didn't speak to anyone. I just went with my mom. So I got back in the car and then I got in the car and started calling Leicester. So that was kind of the process. So I did go in, but I didn't really speak to any teachers just because I knew what I was going to do. My next step was I don't want to waste any time. Well, if I didn't know, it's not that you're wasting time, but if I didn't have a plan, it would make sense for me to sit and talk to a teacher. But because I had that structure of like, okay, next thing is to call up clearing, I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll just leave it and go straight there. So yeah, that's what I did.
Right. And Jennifer, was it a similar situation for you as well on results morning?
Yeah, similarly, I had to go in, can't remember what time, probably really early. I don't think I actually checked the website prior, so I saw my results. Like when I opened the envelope, I think I was at a bus stop, and then I knew, yeah, I'm not going to my firm uni, unfortunately. So I literally took the bus home, was processing everything, didn't actually call University of Leicester until I got home. I think it's really nice that you had your family there or your mum there, like you said. I think it would have been nice to have like someone there to support me as I was going through that, emotional turmoil. So I guess that's something to think about if you don't want to go through that process alone.
Definitely.
I think that's really great advice. We did a session last week for parents and supporters of people that are going through this at the moment. And some of that advice was just be there for the person you're supporting, your child or whoever. I think it's really valuable to have that support system in place where possible. We know that's sometimes tricky. Parents might be at work or other commitments and things like that. We know it's tricky, but I think that's some really nice advice to try and have someone around you just in case. Like hopefully you were okay after that. After you kind of falling out on the bus in the bus. But I think that's really great. And if as kind of as Kitty was saying, like if she felt that it was needed, do talk to your teachers, talk to your careers advisors, your head of sixth form, or whoever as well, because they might have some good ideas on your next steps as well. When it came to calling up, so Kitty, you said that you got an offer within 5-10 minutes. Did you end up having any extra questions that you were able to get answered? So you got an offer. Kind of what was the next steps after that?
Well, to be fair, most of the research that I kind of questions wise I had so about the course structure, for example, that was already on the website. So obviously I could go into it and I could see this is what the structure is, this is how long everything is, etc., etc. But questions about like, okay, when do I have to confirm my offer by? So that was something that I asked the agent about, and they, obviously answered that. Or it was like, can I pick something else if I don't want this? Or, can I speak to specialists or, any more advice, things like that. So any question that I had sort of beyond just the course structure of when I need to accept an offer, or what I can do if I have any more questions, that was all kind of answered on the call. So we did have like an academic advisor call us later on as well. I don't really remember the conversation too well, but I know they did talk through the whole process and what the course is about, structure, etc., etc. And any questions I had, I definitely spoke to them and they kind of answered it.
Yeah, I think, whilst it might be a bit of a blur from the day, but that's something that we do at Leicester. You will get an offer hopefully within 5-10 minutes, but then what we always guarantee is that you'll get to talk to an academic from that course, so you can talk through course structure, exams, coursework, reading lists, personal tutors, everything like that. So you can usually get that conversation. Some academic areas also provide an opportunity to talk to a student as well. Did you remember that as well, Jennifer, on your results? Do you recall having that conversation as well after your initial offer?
Yeah. So after I got the offer, I was called up by an advisor, as you said. Can't remember who it was, but they were very lovely. They, like you said, explained like the course structure, the fact that I would be given a personal tutor who I could have as a first point of call. Another thing that I really appreciated about the chemistry department within Leicester was like they had an open door policy. So most of the time you could always like knock on their doors, ask them any questions you need to ask them as well. But yeah, it was just, yeah, I don't think I really asked much questions at that point. I think after that point, some people might want to go and visit the university campus or just like the city. I didn't feel like I really needed to because I had visited it prior in visiting my cousin who went to DMU at Leicester. But yeah, that's something that some people do as well. Yeah.
I think that's a really good point. Most universities, that if you are made a clearing offer, give you the opportunity to go and visit campus after results day. So at Leicester, if you can book in for a campus tour after that. We also have our accommodation open house on the Saturday, so on Saturday the 15th of August. So if you do want to come and find out accommodation, see what campus is like, see some of the facilities, see the library, see the Students' Union, you can do that. And that's something we would always recommend people do. I mean, you wouldn't buy a car without test driving it. You wouldn't buy a house without having a look round. So we know how much of a commitment is for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years of your life. So you want to make sure it's the right place for you. Kitty, we've had a specific question for you that said, how did you decide you didn't want to reapply for medicine?
I think this one's it wasn't a decision where I was like, I'm not going to do med, because I knew in my heart that I would still do medicine. And the thing with med, there are so many different ways you can still get in. So there's obviously the traditional route of getting in first undergrad, but you can still then do, like, for example, doing biological sciences and then transfer after your first year. So that's an option. Or you could do it as a graduate entry medicine. So you can do it once you graduated. So I knew I had those options as well. It was something that I looked into beforehand. So if that is the case, you can still do a science degree and then transfer over if the university allows it. Leicester does, if I'm not wrong, they do allow it, but it is competitive. But medicine is competitive in general. So for me, it was like I knew I had other ways to get in, and I thought I'd rather than redoing my A levels, I'd rather just get my degree and then kind of see how I get along from there. And because I knew I had, for example, I could transfer, or I could finish this degree and do a second degree. It wasn't something that I thought I'd redo again and kind of go through again. So that was my process, and then now I'm doing graduate entry medicine in September. So it works out. If you do want to do med, then you do have different ways you can get in.
That's some really good advice about it. Doesn't close the door off completely. It might just take a different journey to get there eventually. Someone's asked, I've looked on the clearing website, are the grades likely to change between now and when I get my results? So one thing I would say is that during the clearing period, confirmation period, you may see grades fluctuate based on kind of demand for the course. Some courses may close, some may the entry requirements might change. we put our, so as you'll see, our availability is on our website at the moment. We will put our results day availability and grades required the night before results day, so Wednesday the 12th of August. So if grades do fluctuate, do keep an eye on our website at that point. But important point to note as well is grades can fluctuate throughout the day on results day as well. So you may log in the morning and see a course asking for a particular grade entry profile. Between you seeing that and calling the university, that can change. So our call handlers will always double check on what we're asking for based on our kind of internal entry qualifications. So do bear that in mind. That kind of goes to the point if someone asks, is it first come, first served? Is it busier in the morning? You will find that the more across the country, the more competitive courses are likely to get more full more quickly. So for that reason, you may want to be quick off the mark. If you see availability of a course that you really want to do, you may want to contact the university quite quickly. With that in mind, do be prepared that whatever university you call, if you are particularly thinking about going for a competitive course, there may be some queue times for on the phone. So it may be that you may need to wait a bit longer if you're waiting to speak to someone on the phone. So in answer to the question, grades can change between now and results day. Grades can change and fluctuate on results day and after results day itself, depending on availability. My best advice is to keep an eye on fluctuating websites and also speak to the university as well. That's what you should do. So a question for both of you. Did anything go differently from what you expected when you went through clearing? So were you able to still register as normal? Did you still meet friends as normal? Did you transition to university? Did anything go differently even though you came through clearing? I'll bring Kitty and I'll bring you in first of all.
No, for me, it all felt the same. Like, you know, I met my friends that I met in the first year. So I met one in the first week and then one in the second week, and we've been best friends ever since. And to be fair, no one knows you've come through clearing unless you specify you've come through clearing. So, you know, like I say this to everyone, but everyone's in the same boat. You know, you've all just most likely haven't done university before. So you're all just trying to make friends. Like the first lecture that I was in, I'm sure I gave out at least like 25 people my social media. And you do that with everyone. And by the end of it, you have so many people. But then you know, you meet your people eventually and you kind of close down your circle, I guess. So nothing was different for me. I just felt like, you know, I was really supported from the start, and it was just a different way to get in. Just because it's not the traditional route, it doesn't mean that it's, you know, not it doesn't make it any different. So it'll still be the same.
Yeah, I think that nobody has a sign saying firm choice or clearing on their forehead. Was that similar for you as well, Jennifer?
Yeah, honestly, apart from obviously there may be the anxiety-inducing moment of realizing you didn't get the grades you needed, the whole university experience is exactly the same. Like Kitty was saying, like, you know, you'll still meet people, and people come from many different backgrounds. People are coming from abroad, all over. Like, we've all accessed university in different ways. So it doesn't, you know, diminish the fact that you are there. We're all at university and we're all, you know, working towards the same thing, you know, getting our degree at the end of the day. I was also wondering if I could actually add something to a previous question that you answered, Dan. I would urge you as well, if you are going through the clearing process and you know you want to speak to your parents, make sure that you have them on call. As a student ambassador, we've had opportunities to help on the clearing days. And I remember an instance where someone must have called in and the grades were lower, but he wanted to speak to his parents first. And by the time he'd spoken to his parents and called back, the grades had gone up, and then he'd missed the you know the grade boundaries for it. So if you really do need to speak to people, just make sure that they are easily accessible, easily contactable, or they're like with you in the room, so you can make the decision as soon as possible, because you don't want to miss something and you could have got it essentially.
That is super valuable advice. One thing to note is if you would like a parent, teacher, friend, cousin, whoever to talk to us on your behalf, we do need to get your permission first of all. We are happy to talk to parents, teachers, advisors, cousins, brothers, sisters, aunts, grannies, whoever, but we just need you to say, I give permission to do this, just for GDPR and data protection purposes. So if you are, we know that some people can be really upset, and I've been on the phones over the years and spoken to some upset people because we know that happens, but we are here to reassure you and give you the least stressful day possible. Leicester wasn't my first choice as a university. I came to Leicester as my insurance choice, and like Kitty and Jennifer, it made no difference to my experience whatsoever. I didn't feel that I was different. I still graduated. I still had a great time. It's you're not going to be unique at all in coming through clearing if you do. Someone's asked, if you receive an offer through clearing, how quickly do you need to make a decision? Now, on results day, everybody that is going through clearing can put their clearing option on their UCAS hub from 1 o'clock in the afternoon. At Leicester, we give you a deadline of 4:30 on Monday to for you to make that decision. So if you are made an offer through one of the courses on Thursday, you've got till 4:30 on Monday to make your decision. It gives you the chance to come and visit the university, to talk to your friends and family, get some extra advice. So once you have that offer, you can be safe in the knowledge that that is secure and ready for you. So do not panic. Another question, what advice would you give to someone who feels like they have failed because they're entering clearing? I think before I bring Kitty and Jennifer in, I want to say, first of all, you have not failed. You have still got into university, and that is an amazing thing to do. So I want to remind yourself of all the things you've achieved thus far. You've gone through however many years of education, and you have still made it to university. You've still got some grades. You have still achieved something. So don't feel that you failed. I don't know, Kitty, do you have anything you wanted to add on top of that as well from a student perspective?
Yeah, so I was literally just reading that question, and I was going to type a message in because I read that, and it made me upset for you, because you never that's not failure. Like we said, clearing is not just for people who don't get the grades. It's for people who maybe want to go to university that's closer to the house, or maybe they've achieved better than what they thought and they want to go to a different university. There's so many different reasons why people go into clearing, and regardless of what your reasoning is, you, like Dan said, you've made it into university, and that itself is an achievement. You know, not everyone can, you know, get into university, and you know, it's a hard process to kind of take in, you know, especially when you feel like you had a certain plan. And I definitely felt like that when I was going through clearing. I was like, I had a plan. I was going to be a doctor by this age and da 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 da. But now that I'm here and I'm at this age now, I know that everything that happened back then all happened for a reason. And, you know, where I am now, I feel like I'd be a better doctor than what I was, you know, 4 years ago. And I just think everything that happens in life happens for a reason. So please don't look at it as a failure. It's not failing. You know, it's a different route. It's not the traditional one everyone talks to, but it's like someone going to an apprenticeship and someone going to university. Like, you know, nowadays going to an apprenticeship is something that more people look into, whereas before it wasn't. And so, you know, you can't really compare it as a failure thing, because it's not. It's just a different route, and everyone's allowed to go on their own path. So please don't look at it like that. You know, you're doing amazing, and clearing, like I said, it's for many different reasons. So, you know, you're still doing amazing. The fact that you've been able to then get into university, which I know you all will, you know, that itself is an achievement. So please don't look at it as a failure thing at all.
Very wise words. Thank you, Kitty. And anything that you wanted to add as well, Jennifer?
I mean, Kiz really said it all, really. But yeah, just to reiterate, you are not a failure by any means. Like as you said, it's just another avenue to access university. And at the end of the day, we're all coming from different backgrounds, and we're all gonna, you know, try our best and work hard in the institutions that we end up in. And yeah, just because you come through clearing, I'm sure you're gonna work as hard as anybody else. You're gonna try and get the best grades you can possibly get. And by the end of it, you know, you can celebrate your wins. Yeah, it shouldn't be this taboo thing by any means. Yeah, I think we are literally examples of that as well. Like, it's been an amazing experience regardless of us having gone through clearing.
Yeah, wise words. Thank you both. Someone's asked, what happens if you change your mind after accepting a clearing place? What I want to reiterate is that clearing is technically open until the 19th of October. If you want to still come to University of Leicester, but it's a different course you want to do, just give us a call. We can help you. We can kind of just change the offer and what you're doing. We could do a change of course. If you change your mind, you had already been accepted a clearing place at another university and you want to come to University of Leicester, simply give us a call. We can make you another clearing offer. You just change it. You get to kind of release yourself back into clearing. We can help that for you. So as I said, clearing is officially open till the 19th of October. So you've got quite a long time. Some universities may close their clearing places way before that, but one thing to note is there will be lots of availability on courses around the country until the 19th of October. Someone's asked, how easy was it to settle and make friends after joining clearing? Jennifer, bring in your kind of experience here. Was it easy for you to make friends after coming to the university?
Yeah, I find that everybody's really nervous. Everybody's starting this amazing journey of university for the first time. So for the most part, when you encounter people or you introduce yourself to people, they are very open and willing to speak to you because they're also trying to find a community. They're also trying to find friends. So I definitely say, like, put yourself out there, get stuck in, join a society, or just to give it a go session, just to meet new people. Yeah, people are very open to getting to know you. So for the most part, like, yeah, you'll find your people.
And Kitty, anything else you want to add to that as well about kind of making friends when you come to university?
No, I
mean, you
think
talked about giving out your social media to everybody in your first lecture.
well, you know, it's just so everyone connects, and you know, it's a great way to make friends and also increase your followers, I guess, if you care about that. But yeah, no, it's you know, you'll meet your people eventually, and like I said, everyone's in the same boat, so you'll be absolutely fine.
Great for Insta engagement. It's great. Someone has asked, can I visit Leicester before making my final choice? As I mentioned earlier, you can book onto a campus tour at the university. If you go on to le.ac.uk/open days, you can find the booking form to book onto a campus tour. Alternatively, we do have on the Saturday our accommodation open house, so you can go and have a look around some accommodation if you do choose to stay in accommodation. And one great thing at the University of Leicester is that we guarantee accommodation for all first-year students if you apply by the 1st of September. So it doesn't matter if you have come through your firm choice, Leicester is your firm choice, or it's your insurance choice. If you come through clearing, it does not matter. We will still guarantee you accommodation in university managed accommodation at the university. And we've got two main kind of university accommodation sites. We've got the city living accommodation, which is about 5 minutes walk from lecture theatres and library. We also have our Odeby student village as well, which is a short bus ride away. I was there in my first year. It's a lovely green, beautiful part of Leicester, and then 2,000 students in one place as well, amongst the Botanic Gardens. I was in a big old Edwardian house, and with 20 guys, had a really, really great first year. So there is accommodation for you, and we guarantee that for you, regardless of you come through clearing. Just make sure you apply by the 1st of September. Someone says, does it matter how early or late you call the clearing line? Is it more like first come, first served? As I've said, some courses can close. The more competitive courses could close quite early. So I would recommend you do call as soon as possible once you know what situation you're in. We find that our phone lines get particularly busy from around 9:30 until around lunchtime. So you do need to be prepared to perhaps have a bit of a wait at that point. Someone says, is there any way I can get a place on a competitive course like medicine if I apply via clearing this year or deferred at year entry? For medicine, unsurprisingly, as Kitty was alluding to earlier, is one of the most competitive courses in the university and in the entire country. Whilst I cannot say for certain, it's unlikely that there will be any clearing availability for medicine this year. So once I can't guarantee that, but do call us on results day. We do have a dedicated medicine line, but also check out our website where we will kind of give the full answer. But by and large, it's not often you see medicine go into clearing. Someone's asked, looking back, I'll ask this to both of you. What do you wish you had known a week before results day? So imagine it's the 5th of August 2023, 22, however many years ago it was. What do you wish you had known at this stage? Kitty, I'll bring you in first.
Oh, I wish I knew that it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. You know, being quite young, I was like, oh my gosh, like they're gonna judge me on the phone call. And you know, it's gonna be so scary, and you know, I'm not going to, you know, there was a lot of worry within like clearing itself, and then also just like getting my grades. I was like, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But it was weird because I had a plan, but at the same time, I was like, if it doesn't go the way I want, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Which you probably will for like on, you know, clearing on the day of results day if you don't go the original that way that you expect. But I think I just wish I remembered, like, you know, it's okay. There is always a way for you to get in. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is, yeah. So, you know, you'll figure it
We know
out.
you meant.
You know what I meant. So yeah, you'll be fine. And you know, I just wish I wasn't as stressed as I was, because I you know, I had all the information that I needed. I had the clearing stuff written down, and you know, I had all my teachers and people that I could speak to, family members. And I just wish I was a little less stressed on the day, and I kind of just had a bit of a calmer mind where I was like, you know what, everything will work out. You know, just follow the steps that you have in your mind, and then everything will be okay. So yeah.
Great, brilliant. Thank you. Great advice. And Jennifer, how about you? What do you wish that you knew before results day at this point several years ago?
Yeah, similarly, I wish I wasn't as stressed. It probably would have helped if I had some people around me during that whole process. So definitely have people around you if you know that that's what you may need to de-stress, because it's very anxiety-inducing moment. I wish I also would have known that a lot of people go through clearing. Like it's really not that taboo. I know so many people that have gone through clearing. So just knowing that you're really and truly not the only one going through this process, and that it can happen, it goes by so quickly to the point where like it doesn't even really matter anymore. So yeah, I guess not just like trying not to get like overthinking it too much, and just like going through the process and being done with it, really.
Great, thank you both. Another question's come in. If I have multiple clearing offers from different places, can I put in multiple clearing offers? So when it comes to results day, you can, in theory, collect as many clearing offers as you like. You can call up every single university in the country and get a clearing offer from every one of those if you so wish. If you had the time and managed to get through to all of those, you can do that. However, on the UCAS Hub, you can only put one clearing option as your clearing choice. So once you have all of your options, once you've been made all your clearing offers, that's when you have to really track where you've got your clearing offers. Maybe create a bit of a spreadsheet on the day, have a Google Doc, I don't know, do what works for you. If you've got 3 offers to choose from, or 15 offers, or 30, you only get to put one on UCAS. So make sure that you do think about where you'd like to go and really narrow that down. So you can get multiple clearing offers, but you can only put one actual clearing option on the UCAS Hub. Someone's asked, do you accept grades which are lower than required for clearing courses? So what you might find is some universities will ask for grades lower than they have usually advertised during main cycle. A really useful tool that you can use is the UCAS historical grades tool. So if you search a course on UCAS, you can do this for most universities, most courses. You can keep scrolling all the way down. It will give you a bit of an overview of the grades range and profile of each course at each university. And so basically it will give you an idea of kind of the level that people will accept, what universities will accept. Now, I can't predict what those grades are going to look like for this year, because we need to confirm people. We need to receive the A-level results day on Friday. We need to find so the universities, we receive your A-levels, or BTEC IB, we receive all the grades. We will then go through to see how many people met the entry criteria, and then at that point we would set what grades we will accept on results day. So it might be that some courses are asking for a lower entry requirements than you might have seen advertised earlier in the year, and that's normal. That will happen pretty much at every university. So do keep an eye on that. As I said, grades can fluctuate, so do bear that in mind as well. Kitty, we've had another question come through. Feel free to answer as much as you like. Kitty, what grades did you get, and what degree did you do, and which uni are you going for grad entry medicine?
So I in A levels did maths, biology, and psychology, and then I did further maths for 1 year. Grades wise, I genuinely, this might sound silly, but I do not remember. So I'll get back to you when I remember. But I did medical, so I started off doing biological sciences and then I went into medical physiology. Like I said, Leicester offers about 8 different streams that you can go into within biological sciences. So I wanted to go into something that was a bit more focused on the human body and processes. So I went into medical physiology. I applied to 4 universities for medicine last year. I got in interview offers wise, I got all 4 offers, and then I got 3 out of the 4 official offers at the end. I applied to all grad entry. Some people do grad entry and undergrad. They apply to both, but I decided to just do all grad. And then for university this year, I decided to go into Warwick, but I got into Imperial and Worcester as well.
Thank you for giving us an overview of your journey. We've had a number of questions. We've covered a range of topics here. If anyone has any final questions, please do chuck them in the chat now. But before we do wrap up, I just want to find out what your favourite parts of studying at the University of Leicester are. It can be anything. So Jennifer, what's your favourite thing about studying at the University of Leicester? I was putting you on the spot a bit, I appreciate it.
No, you're good. I'm actually really, really grateful that I didn't end up going to Bath. People from ethnic minority backgrounds, it might be important for you to be in a place that, that's diverse, where you feel comfortable, where you see people like you, like walking around. So Leicester's a very diverse university, it's a very diverse city. So I know that it probably would have taken me a bit longer to like accommodate myself within the University of Bath. But with Leicester, it was just really, really easy. So that's one of my favorite things. Honestly, just the people are amazing. The people I've met there are very amazing. I've met such lovely people. Having the opportunity to be a student ambassador as well has been an amazing experience as well. It's very useful, so you can, earn money while studying. Yeah. And also just like some personal stuff, like, I joined societies and stuff, and that's been really cool. And I've met amazing people through that as well. I also actually really appreciate being a Londoner, that Leicester is actually small. Initially, I was a bit like, but it's so easy to get from place to place. You save so much money on transport as well. And it's so easy to see your friends because they're just like so close. But yeah.
That's some really good things, and you speak to so many people from University of Leicester that will say it's the people, and you really do meet some amazing people. The fact that campus is small, like take like 5 minutes to walk from one side of the campus to the other, and you bump into like 5 different people, and it takes you even longer to get across. It sounds so cliche when you're like, oh, I've met my friends for life, and when people say that, you do feel like it. But like, I met my wife at university. Yeah, I met my wife at university. I met like my best man. Like, it's the best thing ever. My colleagues are probably rolling their eyes because they've heard that so many times. But it is such a great place, and for me, that's what I love. And Kitty, how about you? What's your favourite thing about studying at the University of Leicester?
Oh, I feel like there's not one thing I can pinpoint, but if there was one thing, then I think it would be the amount of opportunities that I've been given. I feel like as a student, you go into university expecting to get your education and then you're out, maybe make some friends. First of all, like Dan said, I've met my aunties for my future kids already. They're amazing, and it's great. But beyond just that, I have had so many opportunities here that I genuinely didn't think I'd have. Like, I was able to be part of a TV advert and like loads of different photo shoots. Even experiences like this, it's not every day you would expect for students to be given so many opportunities within the university. So Leicester are really good on making their students feel like they're at home. Like, I would always say that Leicester is like a second home to me. And I never felt like I was away from my home when I was living out, because Leicester was just so homely. Not even just the people around me, but like the staff members too. Every single one of the staff members here look after you like they're your own. Like you're their own, sorry. And they help you whenever you need. It's always like an open door policy everywhere you go. And you know, anytime you email someone, they're always there to answer. So it's just a nice place that they really look after you from the very start. And you know, it's beyond just for Leicester. I don't think they look at it as they're trying to push education on you. It's trying to build you as a person, trying to build your character, and just setting you up for the future. They have so many opportunities, and those things really set you up, like I said, for the future, and not just for you to get a degree. But I'd also say, like, the food spots, there is so much food in Leicester, like it's genuinely insane. Like, everything is so close as it is, so you can walk from Leicester campus onto town within like 10-15 minutes. The train station's about a 10-minute walk, the bus station's about a 20-minute walk. Everything is in within close proximity. But literally as soon as you come off University Road, there's just a strip of food, so you can just eat all the I ate at every possible place you can think of in Leicester, and I still haven't finished. So, and it's taken me 4 years, so you know that.
I mean, I've been here 18 years and I still haven't been able to complete it all. So that's really, really good advice. And there are some really, really good food places. And I think what you said about opportunities is so true. Like some of the things, like you're saying, you've been in a TV advert. And when I kind of think of, like, I'm just a kid from Milton Keynes that's like got to meet David Attenborough. I've been to live in Paris. I got to hold the World Cup in Spain, all because I came to University of Leicester. And I'm like, I kind of don't realise how lucky I've been because of these opportunities. So that's a really, really valuable point as well. So thank you, Kitty. So I'll bring Kitty and Jennifer back in, but a big thank you all for joining us today. Hopefully you're feeling somewhat reassured. I know, I totally appreciate it. I know this can be stressful with just over a week to go before results day. But I want to reassure you that we at the university are here to support you should you have any questions whatsoever. As I said earlier, the number to call us is 0116 373 6000. You can call us now. Our call handlers are ready to answer the phone should you need us. And on results day, we're open from 7 o'clock in the morning until late. So do call us if you need us. Alternatively, if we can answer any questions, we can talk to you. So just contact us at study@le.ac.uk, and you could even chat with some of our students as well. So by going on to le.ac.uk/chat, you can chat with some of our friendly students to find out what life is like. I realise a question has just come through from Kitty. Kitty can respond to that on chat. But I wish you the best of luck. Do take heed of the advice that both Jennifer and Kitty were giving. Get your just in case list ready. Be around people that can support you. Think about what you could do if things don't go where you planned, or if you have had a change of mind, do that as well. But thank you for joining us. Best of luck, and hopefully we see you at the University of Leicester very, very soon. A big thank you to Jennifer and Kitty for giving up your time as well, and congratulations again on your graduations.
Thank you, and thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you all. Take care. See you soon.